What's up, guys? Welcome to the Good Cheap podcast. I got my Good Cheap boys here today. We're going to talk about SLE, and we're going to go through some topics involving playoffs, opinions on how teams are drafting, breakdown of the lower bracket games, and some players about some opinions about players in our matchup roles. So, I have my boys from the Good Cheat squad here. I got Loco. Say hello.
Hello.
I have my ADC Mikis.
Hey Adrian, how are you doing?
Hello, and I have the best top laner in the league, Jeff.
Hello.
And Lolgog he's taking a nap somewhere, so that's fine. Anyway, right, guys, SLE Playoffs. Talk to me. What teams are looking good and what teams are looking weak? Jeff, let's start with you.
Right now, I think Evo is pretty good, especially after the last few games that they played against. Who was that against again?
So they played.
Vitamins.
Yeah, they played against Vitamin. And one.
Vitamin.
And they played
yeah.
Vitamin and One Gaming.
Yeah, I mean.
Right, yeah.
I mean, they clearly showed that they can. I mean, Vitagen is like considered one of the best teams, right? They beat them, so basically.
Yeah, so.
I mean, they're pretty good as well.
Yeah, first seed for Vitagen going into playoffs, I believe, and they got reverse swept against Evo. Was there any surprises from you there?
A little bit. I knew that Evo was like overall a good team. But I didn't think they would actually win against Vitamin, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't think so too. Mikis, any takes that you got?
Yeah, I agree with Jeff that Vitagen's performance was somewhat of a surprise. For me, a key team that has played very well has been Runtime. They did good against us, and then they destroyed Jalapenos as well, and now they're up against Vitagen.
Yeah.
I don't know who's taking that series.
Well, I mean, I think if Vitamin play like they did against Evo, I actually do think Runtime have a really good shot at that series. I think if we're talking who's got the best form for playoffs, I think Runtime definitely do. Vitagen, I don't know if it was that period where they just weren't playing for a month that really got to them, but I don't know. They seem out of practice. They seem a little bit discombobulated, so to say. But Loco, I know you've been looking at a lot of the playoffs games. Do you have any thoughts on the teams?
Yeah, I mean, so far Evo definitely looks like the best team in playoffs apart from us, I'd say. But like Vitagen looked super like very different from what they looked in the regular split, I think. They had like some like game 1 they had showings where they did a lot of catching in side lanes and stuff.
Yeah.
And that was like more to their regular season split, but I don't know. They fell apart, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I think Vitagen was definitely a surprise that they I mean they did a decent game 1, I believe, but the games
I don't agree with that at all.
Really? Oh, fair enough. I mean,
I think their game 1 was pretty bad as well, and it was just Evo throwing the game. I think it should have been 2-0.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
it was messy.
I mean, the last game for sure was a draft diff. The way they drafted was.
Oh my god, can we talk about that? What was going through their minds? What the hell?
Okay. I'm gonna show when I edit this a picture of the draft. But what was about their draft that was like, what on earth is going on here in that last game?
I think they just picked Zach way too early for no reason. And then what else was it?
I think they picked Zach into Vayne.
Yes.
It was another champion that was really bad on their part.
Oh, they picked Zach into Vayne and Poppy.
Oh yeah.
They also
they didn't pick it into them, right? They picked it early.
Yeah, pretty early. I'm trying to find that.
They did Vex into Syndra.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was
as well.
That was a very odd one.
And into Poppy.
I remember seeing the Vex. I mean, R5, you always want to go for counter pick. So you don't. It's very weird to just counter pick yourself.
They would go for a counter pick, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know if that was like poor understanding of the matchup or like not having a deep enough champion pool, but yeah, it was weird. But speaking of draft, you know, I think a lot of people in the league, a lot of them are saying, if a team drafts well, they often win. If a team drafts better to how they play, they often win. And this is one of the few leagues where draft is almost 100% of the reason why teams are winning. Do you guys have any opinions on why draft is so significant in this league? Loco, do you want to start us off with this?
I think multiple teams draft they draft fine, like they draft winnable comps for sure. But then like what loses them, or what loses I think teams games is like they draft like one pick or like one or two picks that just like completely ruins the comp or ruins the draft.
Yeah.
And it's just like if you just picked something that's normal or like meta, you'd win it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Famous Nocturne pick.
Oh no.
Oh god. Yeah, he's not here, so we're allowed to talk about that. Shout out to insta locking a random ass champion with no discussion whatsoever. Yeah, make us. What are your takes on how teams are drafting and why it's so important?
I'd partly agree with that, but I feel like a lot of the times it's just copium after you lose the game. You just instantly blame the draft because you played bad. I think quite often teams are drafting with clear like win conditions. For example, the last game between what was it, Enemy and Zero. Yeah, like if they play out the game perfectly, yeah, maybe Zero wins the game. But the Enemy just had a simpler team comp and they just outplayed them individually and they win the game. And I feel like that's how a lot of games are turning out in SLE. Of course, the weighted gen against Evo Game 3 is an absolutely different conversation than where they lose the game completely in drafts for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. Like a lot of the time, the simpler draft usually ends up winning.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I was gonna ask like, do we think having a better draft is better, or is it better to have an easier to play draft? I'll leave this one to the floor. You guys can chip in whenever.
Why not both?
Yeah.
That's what I say to that.
Okay. But I mean, if you could put value into one of them,
Giga chat.
well, if you could put value into one aspect in SLE, which one would you put it on?
Good question.
Personally, I think I would put it towards the easier drafts. I think the skill level in a lot of teams can vary a lot.
Hot take. Yeah.
Well, just like within teams as well, the skill level for certain teams, at least in the league and also in playoffs, vary a lot.
Yeah.
And so having like either like one core idea of the comp or having champions that are relatively simple to play with that is gonna help the game a lot.
Okay. And what team are you referring to here, or teams?
I mean,
you don't have to say
pretty
players,
much.
but
I'm not play. I mean, pretty much every team.
oh, okay.
Then.
That's fair. Yeah. Jeff, you have any thoughts on drafts and stuff?
No, I agree with Loco actually.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything to add.
I partly agree. I just don't say that the easy draft is different for different teams. I feel like the most important thing in draft for teams is like acknowledging what are their strengths and playing to it, because there are teams in SLE I feel like Zero was one of the teams that should have never really grouped because they were terrible at team fighting. But like for most of the teams, yeah, team fighting is the natural way of playing the game. So if they pick for it, they're gonna have more success with it, you know.
And then I actually want to ask you guys a Chi specific drafting question. Is how easy does it feel preparing for drafts against teams in SLE from our side?
I don't think it's very difficult for us. I feel like we have like a lot of different picks that we can pick outside of the fucking Jinx, Thresh, Azir. But they just keep banning it. So
Yeah.
I mean, they don't know that we got like multiple picks. I guess.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter if they ban those.
Yeah.
I'd say we have like gotten so much better at the draft. Like at the beginning of Split, we were so overthinking the draft. We were like, oh, if we pick this Morgana here and then like like put her mid
Oh my
lane, we will
God.
surprise the opponents. And it doesn't matter that we haven't played it ever. Like, let's just do it. And then 2 seconds before locking it in, like, no, put her in support. It's fine. No, let's not play this.
Yeah.
Whose idea was that again?
I wonder whose idea that was.
Oh my God! Of course it was.
Was it him?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
it was
the one?
him.
So I think what happened was our support at that time was Caroline or Menu, and she was like, "I'm not too confident on Morgana," and then Proxy just goes, "It's fine, we can flex it to mid lane," and I was like, "Wait, what?" So yeah, it was a Broxa moment for sure. For those of you who don't know, Broxa is Logog because if you hear him speak, he's not Logog, he's Broxa. But yeah, so there should be an image of the bracket at the moment. So as of right now, the upper bracket is set in stone, but the lower bracket is all to play for. Only Zero and Jalapenos have been eliminated. You guys have any thoughts?
And our friends, Curtain Call Gaming as well.
Oh yes, shout out to Curtain Call Gaming, the true heroes of good Chi, as we were their humble academy team at one point.
We were their academy team. How is that?
We learned so much under Curtain Call, so that's why we are where we are today.
Hey man, they opened the gates for us in SLE.
Yes.
If we didn't associate with Curtain Call Gaming or Little Rampage or whatever is their prepared name, we would have never been in SLE. So
we would have been neutral Chi gaming if it wasn't for them.
Yeah.
True.
Anyway, so yes, lower bracket teams. Who are we looking at to make it out, and who is, I guess you could say, a dark horse over there?
R21's still playing, right?
Yep.
Who are they playing against? Against the winner of Runtime and Vintage?
No, so the next game is against Enemy, who just played against Zero.
Division 2 team, yeah.
And so the winner of Vitagen Runtime will play against the winner of RT1 and Enemy.
Okay. I mean, I want RT1 to win, probably just because they're our boys.
They're friends. We love the RT1 boys. They're super nice.
Yeah.
They're also.
We just shit on them in finals, you know.
They're also league admins, so it's nice to suck their dick.
What? That's a you problem.
Anyway.
That's classified.
That's questionable, Chi.
Okay. Don't use the C word on me, bro. Okay, Mikus. Yeah. Any teams? Any breakdown of teams you got?
Yeah, in the bottom bracket. Actually, I would want to see a Division 2 team going all the way, going through all of the through the runtime and like not runtime, but through Vitagen and the Evo, because they're gonna face Evo in bottom bracket finals, of course. And it would be really fun to see them see a Division 2 team qualify for finals. But do I think it's gonna happen? Most likely, no.
Yeah.
No, I think it's most likely Vitagen bouncing back and being the favorites there.
It's fair. If you could say one path that Runtime could take to try and take the series from Vitagen, what would you say they need to be doing in the series?
Camp bot and expose them, because I think Vitagen is pretty poor in bot lane laning. They're good at roaming, they're good at later on team fighting, but in laning they make tons of mistakes. And the problem is that I think they're kind of a little bit of ego players, because they really want to smash the lane.
Yeah.
But they are not good at smashing the lane. Like picking Kalista and getting kill level 1. Okay, good job. What do you do? What do you do with it then? Like nothing. Then you're Kalista, it's like same range as fucking Rakan or something.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Loco, you got any thoughts on the teams?
I want to add to what Mikas just said, and I actually completely agree with him. Like Vitagen's bot lane is they play so much for lane.
Yeah.
At least this is based off of their series versus Evo. Like they pick and play for lane, and then they just don't, and then just lose it.
Yeah.
Kind of sus, but I think most of it was probably because of mental boom.
Yeah. So we're predicting Vitagen to beat RT1. I mean Runtime, or
I think Vitagen will beat Runtime, and then they'll meet RT1 in semifinals. Is it?
Yes, I believe. No. That would be
loser bracket semifinals.
That would be loser bracket quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals, okay.
Or second last game, at least, of losers bracket, and then the winner of that one will play against either us or Evo, depending on who wins. So
yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to predict RT1 versus Vitagen. It depends if they mental boom again or not.
Yeah.
But there's definitely ways for RT1 to win.
I mean, yeah, I think RT1 should do their strat against us and maybe buy damage afterwards. Instead of Crown Zonias, maybe they could win the game if they do that.
Wow.
Okay. I'm just kidding. Respect to Yomi. I think
that's
actually
very specific. Then
no. All jokes aside, I actually do rate Yomi as one of the better mids in this league in comparison to the others.
I do think enemy is gonna take a game off RT1.
Oh, you think so? Okay, so 2-1 RT1, and then what? 2-0 Vitagen in the other one.
I'm giving both Division 1 team, 2 teams a win there.
Wow.
Not like winning the series, but winning one game. I feel like it's gonna be
close,
a bit more difficult, because I feel like Vitagen and RT1 have shown to be a bit weaker in playoffs.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I feel
can
like
see that.
Feel like Runtime has been showing good, and I think enemy can drag one game to late game where Shiki Orin on ADC can carry a team fight.
Ooh.
I find it a possibility.
Big respect to the enemy ADC there.
RT1 problem is usually, it's their champion pools, right? Like, what does top play besides 2 champs?
I mean, that is usable, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely a weak point for them.
And Poppy seems to be can be a really impactful pick against engagers like in jungle.
Yeah.
Like Jarvan.
We're talking about like the meta in SLE. Like SLE has its own little meta, and I feel like Poppy and Trundle are 2 of the strongest champions in SLE, and it's so funny.
It's so random. It's like, what? Poppy Trundle, yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see if Poppy and Trundle shows up more in playoffs. But I'm
absolutely sure about it. It will become their must picks.
Tune into Gucci Games to find out. Ooh. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, as if my top side's gonna any one of them gonna want to pick Poppy.
Or Trundle. I'm not losing my mind.
Okay, right. So from each of you, if you could pick one player from playoffs, specifically playoffs, that has been impressive or has shown a level of play that you have appreciated, who would you choose? So Jeff, let's go. Let's go top to bottom.
Okay. He's from Vitagen, captain, and I think.
Oh,
Yeah, I think he's a real good player.
nice.
I know that like the matchup when I've played against him, I've played against him 2-3 times. I remember.
Mhm.
Like they've been difficult games. Definitely. I think he's a really good player.
Nice.
I look up to him.
Shout out to Cap. Oh, you look up to him.
Looking up to him.
Whoa.
Nice.
Yes, because I want to fucking beat his ass.
Oh.
True. I look up to Ori as well.
Okay. Well, I'll give
I just
my.
looked down.
Look at this guy
My
pretending
bad.
he's not an honorable mention on the stats.
Okay, bro.
Yeah. No.
That was so far.
I think one mid that I've actually been impressed with. I mean, first of all, I want to shout out my boy Vion. He helped me with my position in the stat. No, I'm kidding. No, he's been a real homie. He's really nice. That was a bit toxic. I'm joking. But no. One player that I've been impressed with is Zeon, actually. So this is a player where coming into the split, I was told this guy's insane. You know, he's one of the best mid laners in the league. I open his op.gg and I'm like, oh my Jesus, I am absolutely terrified to face this guy. And I just
Oh
remember,
my Jesus.
oh my Jesus, and I just remember playing against him. And you know, this is just an opinion. This isn't toxic, but both games I played against him, I was like, oh, he doesn't do anything. He just farms. He makes a lot of mistakes in lane. I felt with like, you know, he calls his team a lot to help him push the wave in, and that screws his team over when he just messes up the wave. Or like, I remember our first game, he channels TFO right in front of me. I was playing Vex, so you just like no. And then I think the second game, he was Kaiser into Veigar. He took a trade level 1 and had to blow all his pots. Like this is Kaiser Veigar, by the way. Nothing's supposed to happen, but he made mistakes like that.
How do you win? How does Veigar ever win that level 1?
I mean, it's not win because I think the trade was even, but he just used both pots and made it a win for me. As in, like, it was even, but then he decided to go and be like, nah, I'm gonna use both pots now. So that was very, very odd. But so then my opinion of him changed a little bit, but then I think his playoff games has actually been really good, so I'm looking forward to playing against him. I think my opinion of him has definitely increased over playoffs. I actually rate him now after his game, so yeah. Makus, you mentioned someone's name, but who do you think is an AD carry that has impressed you?
Well, it's definitely the easiest choice would be to go for Ori, but yeah, he has had a hell of a playoffs all over the place. Like he's playing all these aggressive picks, going in and like getting karma shield and jumping around. Yeah, it's good to see, but that's enough about Ori. Ori's like every AD carry's dream to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, some honorable mentions. Yeah, definitely Shikiorin from Negative Mental Energy. Like he's truly the key point in that team. I don't know why would they put him on Lethality Zaya in game 2 because he just needs to deal more damage from his team. He's not like a poke role player. So yeah, him. Other people. Yeah, in runtimes AD carry as well. That Dia Sobo, I think. Dia Sobo. He played good Samira against us. Like I think he had some nerve issues at game 1 when we played Caitlyn into him, and he just like gave up the lane and got down like 50 CS in 10 minutes. But after that, like he came back to it and played solid Twitch for the first half of the game, and then he did nothing with it. But yeah, I think he can make something happen in the bottom bracket as well. And I feel like if he's gonna play against Vitagen, he might be the factor that might create an upset.
Yeah, fair enough. And then Loco for you.
If there's been any support
Yeah.
that's been impressive, I guess Evo Kill.
Yeah.
I think he's shown a lot of versatility in his draft and his bot lanes. So, like, I watched this series and I didn't think any of the supports looked particularly like good in laning. They just kind of, yeah.
Kill kind of absolutely humiliated Barda Papa in game 3, getting like canceling his engage and like stunning him under the turret. And
Yeah.
Sort of, I guess, but
that's I guess on Barda Papa to fuck it up first, like then, you know.
Yeah, he had some. I definitely think like Barda Papa had some good engages on Alistar, but they were just disjointed, so yeah. And Kill, yeah, he was solid on all 3 picks. I'll say that. Like, he was really like super solid. Like nothing. I don't think his laning is particularly good, but it's like it's not necessarily what he's about. Like he's shown super like a lot of versatility. I think bot lane in general for Evo is like one of their strong suits in draft, where they can play a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Seems like we got a lot of respect for the Evo boys. Will be an interesting
I
series.
guess, yeah. And one shout out to Manaloon's Rakan.
Oh yeah,
pretty
Sovonix Nightmare.
Yeah.
Wait, I said shout out a support, not the second jungler.
True.
That was a fun series.
Other than that, like Barda Papa, when we played them in regular season, he looked really good on
Yeah, he
Bard,
did.
but it was disappointing versus Evo.
Yeah, for sure. I think our first game
Other
against
than
Evo.
that,
Yeah.
like runtime didn't really think there were anything special in bot lane.
Oof.
They cooked me level 1 when I ran down mid for the homies.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember.
I mean,
that was the Nocturne.
if we lose bot lane, I'll just blame Makers.
True.
Okay.
The true
and for the series yesterday, Mental Energy versus Hero Gaming didn't really look. I don't know. Didn't look. They played Janna, so I'm not gonna comment.
I prefer not to speak.
Yeah.
If I speak, I am in trouble.
Big trouble.
Okay. All right. So the Division 1 tier list that they made, the SLE League made. This was when we were sort of new additions to the league. We played around like what 2-3 games in the league, and we didn't know much about players. Now that we have a better understanding of these players, I'm gonna show this on the screen. Is there anyone standing out that you would put lower on the tier list after playing against them?
Yeah, I think I'm kind of S tier.
I agree with that completely.
Oh, I agree.
No, I think myself, I would definitely go up to A now. But I wouldn't put myself at A yet. Maybe I'll prove myself in playoffs.
Prove yourself and
Rise.
Okay.
No, please don't pick Rise.
Oh no.
We don't seem to have much luck on that champion, do we?
Well, you did outdamage the Ari in that game against Vitigen, so that's all. And we now know that that's all you care about.
Speaking of, I actually think X-Test has been very disappointing. I think especially against that series, this was. I mean, my analysis, the reason why I went through it was because I thought these were two middle laners that were hyped up to me at the start of the league. And when you watched it, it was almost like, I mean, especially the second game, you can't solo kill your opponent that many times as Yone, and them being more useful than you in pretty much every single fight. That makes no sense to me. I think, I don't think he's bad, but my opinion of him is like, if you take him out of Vitagen, they don't look that much different. But yeah, I think other than that, the ratings are pretty accurate, I would say. I don't want to comment on myself because I'm sure people would flame me for that. But I mean, I always find it hard to compare myself to others. But that's just what I think. I think Exercise has been very underperforming this split. So yeah, Mikis, what are your
Do you
thoughts?
agree with the other mid laners, like their ranking?
Do I agree with the other mid laners? No, I think Addy should be A at least. Well, I mean, in
How is
general,
Addy C tier, by the way?
I don't know. I think it's because their game was right. Oh, they made this tier list right after their game against us, where they kind of got. I don't want to say it, but like
Oh yeah, we shit on them.
Got annihilated.
Yeah.
it was the Thresh Azir Jinx incident that we got. So yeah,
But they are nerf champions, so we won't pick them anymore.
yeah, guys, I don't remember the last time I played Azir. Anyway.
What is a jinx?
Tune
I only
into
know
Arcane.
Power.
Check out Arcane
Mhm.
to find out more. Yeah. I think Yeon should be. I think Yeon's rating is fair. I think Xties is fair. I think I would put Yomi above Xties. This is literally just off performance that I've seen. I would put Addy probably like bottom of A slash. Oh, sorry, top of A or bottom of S. I don't remember much about Zixer. So his rating is probably fair.
Zixer has insane KDAs.
Oh, true, true. Actually, yeah, Zixer's probably higher. I'd probably put Zixer at B. He played the Seraphine yesterday pretty well. Um, and who else has there been? I want to rate Vion like bottom of B. Who else have we played against? I think that's it. Have I played against anyone else? Oh, Rengo was pretty. Oh no, wait, sorry. I get mistaken after my game against him. I thought he was a mid laner.
Happened.
Played against what's the CCG's midliner? Mirage. I think you played against him in scrims.
No, I didn't play that scrim.
You didn't. You did.
No, I wasn't there.
Okay, I guess you weren't.
No. I swear I wasn't. I'm pretty sure I wasn't. Because I don't remember playing.
I guess you weren't. You were against Runtime, that's for sure.
Yeah, I played against Runtime. I just don't
Played
remember
the
playing
Malphite.
against. I don't remember playing against CCG. Oh yes. But yeah, I think that would be how I rate the mid laners. I mean, probably next time round we'll do this on stream live. We'll do like our own tier list. So yeah. All right. What about you, Mikas?
Yeah, like Reef was a little bit underrated here because they had just played a couple of games. I think this is before they 2-0'd Vitagen in their meetings against them. So yeah, and watching this and seeing the CWL league, I would say yeah, Reef definitely deserves to be higher.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, I haven't seen any. Like Kill has been playing very good. I don't think he necessarily deserves to be over. So like a gap between the other good supports in the league, like Loco, Ambard, Papa, and Kill. I think he should be closer. Other things, yeah, Jeff should be higher. The fact that Jonathan, the Brox, our jungler, is C tier is it's just
That's criminal.
foul.
That is a crime. Big. Actually, I want to do a big shout out to him. Like this guy, when he came into our team, he was like a top laner, and he took the role swap and he worked hard. And I remember at the start, we were impressed, but we were also suspicious.
Yeah,
and I think
I still think it's actually Brox.
Pretty much is Brox. I mean, if you hear him say Omega lol, you suddenly get the chills of like, oh my god, I'm speaking to a world's finalist right now. But anyway, nah, shout out to him. He's improved so much. Like it's insane to witness. You know, he still has his moments for sure. you know, Nocturne. But nah, big shout out to him. He's done so well. But yeah, what about you,
Yeah,
Loco?
I just wanted to add that for ADCs, if Ori was there, then he would probably be the best ADC right now in the league.
Ooh, big respects to Ori. Yeah, fair enough.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right, Loco, give your takes.
Well, I definitely moved down every support.
Fair, fair.
Oh,
I don't know. I just don't think there's any support that's S tier.
okay, fair.
Probably move Evo to bottom of A, and then Bard to top of B, or middle B.
Mm-hmm.
But I think like if he plays like he played in regular split, he'd probably be A as well.
Yeah.
I think they're pretty fairly matched, both of them, but Evo has a better. I mean, Kill has a better champion pool.
Yeah.
Loco, do you think that the support player pool in SLE is poor?
Yeah, it's really bad.
That's something I would actually agree with on AD carry. Maybe it's the meta, but I don't feel, I haven't felt pressured in any of the games at all, and I feel like AD carry is not that good in SLE. In same time, I would say that the top lane is actually stacked. Almost every single team has a good to great top laner. Even like Zero's top laner is pretty good, at least in lane. And when RT1's top laner gets one of his picks, he's a monster as well. And Bobo and Captain and Westman are great players as well. Not even talking about like Jeff, who's like the best of them, you know.
Of course.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you look at solo queue ranks as well across the teams, like bot lane generally is lower
True.
than what you see in mid and top lane and jungle. Like, so I think there's I don't think there's any like bot lane that's like really good.
Yeah.
Or any support, but just from like I guess laning and mechanical aspect to it. But that doesn't mean that they don't have like a really big role in the team play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Interesting takes, guys. Well, so our next game, the Gucci run, continues. We are up against Evo. Loco, talk to me. How do you think we're gonna do against Evo?
I think it'll be a really fun match. I think this is one of the matches where it's going to be the most difficult to draft against, I think. Just because they've shown so much versatility in their picks and what comps they run and stuff like that. Usually, when we've played other teams, it's like banning out a few key picks. But I don't think that's like going to help us too much against Evo.
Yeah. Okay.
So it'll be fun, I think. I think it's going to be a banger.
I think it will be a banger. Do you think we're
But I do think we will have the edge in this game.
Yeah. Make us.
We did.
Yeah.
I want to continue. We did play one, or we've played 2 games against them, but one with me.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty.
Yeah, it was pretty straightforward, I thought.
Yeah, but I think we just really snowballed early that game just due to mechanically playing better.
Yeah.
I think in Botland we got 2v2 kills, and they played Zeri Yumi, which is like, and for some reason they were like really aggressive and got punished for it a lot. So, but yeah, so I think if they play a more slower game, they can do some stuff.
Interesting. Right, Makis, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I largely agree with Loco. It's going to be a very fun series, I feel like. And I think it's going to be a lot of kills, very bloodthirsty games. It's going to be. And I feel like we are gonna have a party in the bot lane with how Evo plays, and I feel like me and Loco are very good laners. I think they're gonna, since they play largely for their AD carry, I feel like they're gonna call for assistance and try to get him ahead, because if they're not gonna call for assistance, they're probably gonna 2v2 them again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like we are gonna expect a very fun series, a lot of plays.
Spice. Love it. Right. Well, I think for sure it's gonna be fun. I'm excited to play against Eon again. I think we had some games where, I mean, the last time we played was a bit, as we touched on, it was a bit one-sided to us, but I think he's playing a lot better from playoffs, so I feel like I'm gonna be up against a different level of Eon. So, and I've been watching their games. I need to look out once again for a bit of a situation in mid lane. So, yeah, there seems to be a plan against us recently. So, I mean, if Eon gets the help that he usually does, then I mean, I'll have to change my game plan for sure. But yeah, and then finally, Jeff, what are your takes on this Evo matchup?
Honestly, I have not put much thought into playing against Evo. I think we should just focus on ourselves for this week. And then if Petition qualifies for finals, we can start to prepare for our game against them. I don't think Evo is really a threat to us. We usually beat all of the Yasuo picking teams anyway, so.
Okay.
It is what it is.
Oh God.
Well said.
Oh, I wonder where I've heard that one from. Anyway, right. Well, that's it for the first episode of the Good Cheap podcast. I hope for people who listened all the way through, and especially for that last part, hope you guys enjoyed it. Next week, stay tuned for us to do a revamped tier list of the league. But for now, enjoy the games. There's a game on Friday, and our game will be hopefully next week. But yes, any closing statements, guys? Other than Jeff?
Fuck off.
Okay. And on that note, peace out. Remember to never lose, never end the day on a loss, and get that good chi. All right.
Hell yeah.
Peace.